What's going on, everybody? So today I'll be reviewing the Opteka 500mm f6.3 mirror lens with an adapter to make it 1000mm. So if you don't know what a mirror lens is, by looking at this diagram, it works differently from regular refracting lens in that it uses mirrors instead of lenses. So you can see like a telescope, it reflects light off this mirror in the back onto a secondary mirror, which then reflects it through a hole through that back mirror onto the camera sensor. And I think there is at least one lens that does help magnify that a little bit. Yeah, these lenses have some unique properties, which I'll get into later. This is just me unboxing it right now. You can see there's a manual and an little insurance card to register it as well. You get a EOS adapter for a T-mount. You get a little microfiber cloth there. This right here is the teleconverter 2 times. As you can see, that's what helps make it 1000mm. This is a prime lens. There is no zooming on it. It is 500mm, and it is also a constant aperture of f6.3. So if you ever want to lighten or darken it, you would need to adjust your ISO and aperture, shutter speed to help do that. So you can see here I'm unboxing the T-mount adapter. It's full metal, solid metal body, so it has nice quality to it. Doesn't feel cheap at all. Not too worried about that breaking on me. Here we have the teleconverter as well. This is also a full solid metal body. So also quality. You don't need to worry about like breaking it or dinging it up. It's going to be able to take some hits. Not that you should be throwing it around or anything like that, but the only cheap part about any of this is probably just going to be the optics, especially for this thing right here. This whole set with all these, include with the teleconverter and the lens and the T-mount adapter, was about $100. I'd say I got off Amazon, so a pretty good deal for the level of magnification. Seeing as if you were to get a Canon lens that was 500, you're probably looking at several $1,000s at least. So as you can see here, I'm just opening up the box, and inside this secondary box here, we see that it comes in a bag, just like the teleconverter. The bags are not really, they're more for transportation purposes. I would not say that they by any means provide any sort of protection. Both, this lens and of course the adapter, as I already said, are all metal body. So so they're pretty sturdy, but still, I wouldn't recommend beating this up too much, because those mirrors and stuff, you don't want to like knock them out of alignment or anything like that. So just taking off that front lens cover, you can see the back mirror there. That dark circle in the front, that plastic circle, that is the back side of the secondary mirror. So interestingly enough, though, that doesn't actually, you don't see like a black circle in the middle of all your images. It's kind of a interesting little thing there. There's the back side as well, that little back lens to help focus it. So just yeah, so this is the whole kit, and up next we'll be just looking at some test footage. You can see how this compares to some other lenses. On the far left is the Canon 18-55, the middle's the 55-250, and then on the left is, on the right is the mirror lens. So you can definitely see some size differences. So moving into some test footage, you can see this, the 18-55. Doesn't provide a ton of zoom, but that's not really the purpose of this lens. So anyways, moving on to the 55-250, you can see that there's a building there's like in the center there that we are kind of moving towards. So nice sharp images from the 55-250. Here we have the mirror lens, so you can see that those trees in the foreground are a little kind of blurry. This lens, the bokeh, is interesting. It makes donuts, which make out of focus things look very sharp and kind of distracting. You can see some weird fireballs in the background there, but still, for the performance that we're looking at from a $100 lens, this is quite good. And I did not pick ideal lighting conditions either. At f6.3, this definitely will need some quite a bit of amount of light to really see some sharp pictures. And here's at 1000 1000 millimeters. So pretty sharp for the quality that and price that we're talking about. The focus ring is very fickle on this, so I mean you really don't have to move it a lot to get things in focus, which can be tricky because the image can be quite shaky when you're trying to focus it. So definitely something to keep in mind. Focusing takes some practice. Up next, we'll see some test images, some befores and afters. You can see very desaturated images, also not very sharp, which is not a surprise for this sort of lens. You can see in the background on some of these as well that the bokeh, you see some weird donut shapes. That's due just to the shape of the lens. But you know, with some simple editing and some just color correction and sharpening, you can really bring out some nice contrast and colors with this lens. I mean, you will photo edit almost all your photos anyways. So I mean, this lens really, these are meant to kind of show you the potential of what this lens can achieve just through some simple editing in Photoshop or Lightroom. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you have any other questions that I can try to answer. I'll just let the rest of these images play through, and thanks for watching.